All right, perfect. So let's let's just put ourselves in the frame of mind for this whole digital marketing strategy what we're trying to create here. So the idea is we know we have a product or a service. We know that we are different because remember that's part of the idea here is make sure that we're different. We know that we're solving a problem or we're filling a need that's out there right now. And this is all good stuff. This is where we want to be as a company, as a product, as a service. You could be a Me Too company too, but you won't be as successful. So that's why it's important to make sure we understand first what our product and service is all about, and we clearly identify your unique selling proposition or unique value proposition, which we'll talk through. And while we're doing that, we have to understand what our target audience is, because that particular product or service that we sell is targeted to a specific audience. So we have to talk through that and think through that. Then as we think about our target audience, we have to start thinking about, okay, well, the entire target audience might be, the US. Well, that's great, but can I sell to the whole US effectively? Is that a smart strategy? And the answer probably in the beginning of your business or your service or something along those lines is no. And then with your marketing strategy too, as you think a little further out, it becomes less effective if you don't target better. And we talked about how we need to be more more direct, more zeroed in on the targets that we have. So when we take our total target, we break that down into segments. We segment the marketplace. So we have the segmentation of the marketplace. And then we drill that down a little further to, let's say, the third or the fourth level of segmentation. And then we have more or less, we could make them individual target groups and create these personas, right? That's sort of what we're trying to do here. So now we create that particular persona, okay? So when we think about those concepts, we can start to lay out our strategy and our structure. Because the next part of understanding after our persona, the next part is creating messages that will be attractive to the persona and to our target audience. So that's important. To create those messages, we have to understand that individual that we're targeting, and we should start working on some keywords and some content and things of that nature. Remember, messages should be something appealing. They should have some type of call to action or appeal to our target audience to make them come through that sales funnel so that they can convert and spend money. That's sort of the idea there. So we have to have some type of call to action there. And we talked about consumer behavior a little bit and how the consumer thinks through a problem that they need to solve or a need that they have. They start off with recognizing they have a problem or a need they need to solve. They evaluate what's out there. They make a determination and they buy something, and then they're happy or they're not happy with what they buy. And you parallel that to what we call the consumer funnel, where the first part of that is gaining their awareness and interest and then getting them to convert, keep them as a customer, and then eventually they become more brand champions, right? Because they're buying the product again and again and again, which is great. That's what you really want. So that's sort of that whole process. And then once we know what the messaging is for that target consumer, we have to decide, okay, where is that consumer? On what digital channels are there? Are they on Facebook or Twitter or TikTok? And let's understand where they are. And we do that by crafting that persona. And then we go ahead and we set up our content calendar or advertising calendar to make sure that we're sending that message to that target audience in that channel, and then we put a budget to it because we have to spend money if we're doing advertising, right? And then we also create goals. So the goal should be, well, I want to put out an advertisement to drive people to my website or to purchase this product. I want 1,000 visitors on the website within 6 weeks. I want those visitors to convert at 8%. So you have 80 conversions, and I want each one of them to spend an average of $20, generating $1,600 in sales. That's sort of how you work through that process. Okay. And that's your KPIs and your goals and your standards. Once you put the ad out, you have to come back and measure that. So that's really the whole process of the digital marketing strategy. And digital marketing is everything we do to communicate and get the word out into the marketplace. So we'll go through the plan in a little more detail now and just take a look at how we could use some tools to help us fill in the blanks. Okay.